see my screen. Okay. And let's just record this. Record on this computer. Okay, good. Okay. So let's start all over. Okay. Okay, so if you go to our class website, okay, so go to the content, and then there's IPv4 addresses, right? And then so this there'll be a chapter 7 PowerPoint slide, right? And then this is intro to IPv4 addresses. It's somewhat similar, right? Both PowerPoint are similar. So the good thing is, like in the week 7 or 8, when I cover chapter 7, my lecture, maybe there will be no lecture, or we can have just a very short lecture, because starting from this week, I'm going to build basically the foundations, right? So hopefully I can finish everything by week 6. Okay, so IPv4, okay. Okay, okay, so I can download. Let's just download a PowerPoint slide. Okay, so basically this is part 1, IPv address part 1, right? Okay, so we have like a number system, right? Base 10 number systems, right? And we have the basically number system rules. The most popular number system rule is there are 3 different kinds, right? The decimal, that's the base 10 number system, right? So this is something that we are very familiar with. And the base 10 has a 10 digit, right? Starting from the 0 all the way to 9. So it has a 10 digit, right? And for the binary, since it is what? Base 2 number system, it has a 2 it has a 2 digit, right? Either 0 or 1, right? Okay. And for the hex means a 16. The base 16 number system, right? So it has a 16 digit, right? Starting from 0 all the way to 15. It's not 16, right? Okay. So this is the basically the slide that really shows how to convert a binary to the decimal number, right? So before I talk about this, we get into this topic, let me just talk a little bit about the IP version 4 addresses, right? So the example, right? The example of the IPv address, so this is an example, right? Everybody can see this, right?
Yeah.
Good. So IP address is, for example, like 192.168. Let's say 0.1, right? So this is like one example of the IPv4, right? Okay. Now, the IPv4 address, right, is basically it has 4 octets. Right? 4. Why is it 4? So we have first octet. So basically, this is IPv4, right? So so this is like what? This is a first octet, and this is a second octet, and the third, and that's the 4th octet. So the name octet, right? You know the octopus has how many legs? Octopus has 8 legs, right? So each octet is basically 8 bits long, right? So how many octets that we have? We have 4 octets, right? So how many bits in total? So we have 8 bits, 8-bit binary number, right? So 8. So 8 times 4, which is what? 32 bits, right? So IP address is basically a 32 bits long, right? So for example, so if I just convert 192, right? I don't know, I mean, I cannot really calculate it, but let's just assuming that it's, let's say 10101111. How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Dot. And then 168, it's, 0, 1, 0. By the way, I'm just making up, okay? So this may not be 192. I'm just making up some number. Okay, 10101111. So this is 8 bits, right? And 8 bits, and then you have 8 bits and another 8 bits. So basically, IP address is what? That's why it's 32 bits long, right? And by the way, so the first task, right? First task is when I give you this binary number, 8-bit binary number, okay? You should able to convert this 8-bit binary number to what? A decimal number, okay? So that's the first topic, okay? So for example, if I give you 10101111, right? You should able to find some decimal number, okay? Okay, and another thing. So for the 8-bit number, right? Of course, the smallest number is obviously what? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So that corresponds to, so this is like a binary number, right? And for the decimal number, right? Obviously, this is a 0. And what about if everything is just 1? If everything is a 1, 1, 1, 1, right? And then you will have what? 255. Okay? So the range of your decimal number, right? For the 8-bit binary, right? For the 8-bit binary, it's what? Range is from 0 to 255. So that's the range. Okay? So any question up to this point? Okay.
Why is it 255?
Okay, so I'll tell you why it becomes 55, but this is something that you should know, but I'll explain. Okay, so let's just go to my lecture slide. Okay. So first, I'm gonna teach you how can you convert binary number to a decimal number, right? The first, okay? And this is like, okay, by the way, the way you can study this, my lecture material, right? This PowerPoint slide, I highly recommend that you use the animation mode, okay? So slideshow, or the animation or slideshow. So for example, from the current slide, okay? Oops. So you see this, I make this lecture notes, so as you can see, it's animated, right? Okay, so I really want you to use animation mode. When you actually review my lecture slide, please use animation mode or the slide show. Okay, either way. Okay. So this is okay. By the way, there are tons of. If you go to like Google search, there are tons of different way like to convert the binary number to the decimal number. Right? There's tons. Like there are so many different ways. But this is like my way. So if you don't like my way, you can search the Google and then you can use a different method. It's really up to you. I'll show you my way, right? So let's say, okay, so this one is, okay, so let's say this is like a 11000000, right? Okay, let's just use this one. 10101100, right? So let's just use this number. So let's say in the homework assignment, right? I give you this number, 1 0, right? 1 0 1 1 0 0, right? Let's say I give you this number, and I'm going to ask you to find the decimal number, right? Okay, one way you can do it is, since it's 8-bit, right? So 1, let's just use 1 milli. Okay, so 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? And then this one is always 2 to the 0, right? Which is 1. And this one is 2 to the 1, right? Which is 2. And this one is 2 to the power of 2. By the way, 2 to the power of 2 means 2 times 2, right? So that's why you have 4. And then 2 times, like 2 to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 3 means what? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, right? Which is 8, right? So this is 8. And then 2 to the 4th power, right? So this is what? This is 16, right? And then next one is 2 to the 5th. And this is what? 32. By the way, you should memorize this number, okay? Especially if you plan to take the Cisco any other IT certificate, including the Cisco CCNA and like pretty much any IT certificate, like Cisco CCNA, Network Plus, Security Plus, like Oracle database, whatever. You are not allowed to bring in your calculator. Right? Nothing is allowed. No cell phone, no calculator, nothing. When you go to the exam center, they will give you what? They'll give you the scratch paper, and then they'll give you a even pencil. Okay? So you are not allowed to bring in like anything, nothing. So that means you have to memorize this number. Okay, when you go to a test center, right? Since you cannot use any calculator, and then you have to use you should memorize this number. The bad thing about this online class, when I have a face-to-face, when I teach this class like face-to-face, I always give you the exam in class, and nobody can use the calculator, right? So I trust you, right? So when I give you homework assignment, when I give you exam, please don't use any calculator, okay? And then 2 to the 6 is equal to what? 32 times 2 is what? 64, right? And then 2 to the 7, which is what? 64 multiplied by 2 is what? 128, right? So first, you write these numbers, okay? Then this is given, right? 1010110 is given, right? Now you just write this number down. So 1, this one, right? 0, 1 and 0, right? 1 and 0, 1 1 0 0. Okay? Then you have to add this number, like this decimal number. So 0, I don't have to add anything. So look at the ones. So I have to look at the ones. 1 1 1 1, right? So then look at the so this one is 4, right? So I have to add. Right? So basically I have to do what? 4, and then what? This 8, right? So I'm going to add 8, and then what else? 32, right? 32. So I have to add 32, and then what? Last is 128. You know what? Actually, maybe this is better. Starting from the left to right. Okay. So starting from the left to right, this is better. So 128. So I have a 128, and then what? 32, right? And then what's the next one? I have 8, And the next one is a 4, right? So I have to add all this up. Then what? 10, 18, 22, so 2. And then what? 172. Okay? So what is the answer? 1010110, right? When you convert this binary number to decimal, the decimal number should be what? The answer should be 172. Okay? So any question? So when you ask me the question, you can unmute your microphone, right? And you can speak up. So any question?
Is it always going to be 8 bits?
Yes. For now. At least like till the next week. So for your homework assignment number 1, yes, it's always going to be 8-bit. So let's just do one at a time. Just take one step at a time. So by next Thursday, it's going to be only 8-bit. Okay, any question?
If any of those numbers were a 2 instead of a 1, would it be calculated differently?
Which one?
Where it says 101. What if the 1 was like a 2?
No. See, this is a binary number, so you cannot use a 2.
Oh, okay.
For binary number, you have to use either what? 1 or what? 0. So you cannot use a 2. Okay. So let's just move to the next. I'll show you like one more example, right? Then we're gonna move to the next topic. Okay. So let's say which one? Okay. So let's just do 0, right? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, right? So let's say this is given, like 8-bit, right? And then I'm going to ask you to convert this 8-bit binary number to a decimal number, right? So let's just do, so the first thing that you need to do is this, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right, which is 128, 64, and etc. So 0, 1, 0, right? So 0, 1, 0, 0, right? And then 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, right? So let's just pay attention to the ones, not 0. So I have 1, and then 1 here, and then 1 here, right? So what is like 2 to the 1? I know that this is, I know that this is what? This is a 2, and this is a 4, right? And then this is 64, right? So I have to add this number. So 64, then 4, and then 2, right? I have to add all this up. Then what? 0 and 70. Good? So what is my answer? 70. Okay? So actually this is my way. Of course, if you Google search, there are tons of different ways. It's really up to you whether you're going to use mine or somebody else's. But basically, for your homework assignment number 2, I'll give you the list of this binary number, and you have to convert them to a decimal number. Right? So any question? Okay. So let me then stop recording my lecture. We'll take a 2-minute break, right? So let me just first stop